Have you ever been out in the middle of nowhere and just wished you had some reliable power? Or maybe you're thinking about what to do when the grid goes down. You've definitely seen those slick all-in-one solar generators, the Jackeries, the Bluettis. They look great, they promise easy power right out of the box. But what if there's another way? A way that could give you way more power, total control, and maybe even save you some cash in the long run? We're talking about building your own from scratch.
So let's really get into it, because this question is about so much more than just the price tag. It's a choice that really hits on three big things: how much control you want, what kind of performance you really need, and most importantly, long-term safety. And you'll see the right answer is completely different for everyone.
You know, when you're choosing, you're not just picking a product, you're picking a philosophy. On one side, you've got the simple plug-and-play appliance. You unbox it, you turn it on, and it just works. Simple. On the other hand, you have a completely custom-built system where you are the architect. You control every single part. So it really boils down to this. Are you looking for convenience, or are you looking for complete customization?
To figure out which path is right for you, you've got to understand what's actually happening inside that box. Whether you buy it off the shelf or build it piece by piece, every single solar generator is built around the same four essential components. First up, the most obvious part, the battery. Just think of this as your system's energy tank. It's where all that power you soak up from the sun gets stored as DC, or direct current power, just waiting for you to use it. Next, we have the inverter. Now, the inverter's job is kind of cool. It's basically a translator. It takes that DC power stored in the battery and skillfully converts it into AC, or alternating current, which is the kind of power that pretty much all of your household devices need to run. Then there's the charge controller. You can think of this component as the system's gatekeeper. When your solar panels are hooked up, the charge controller is the one that carefully manages the flow of electricity into your battery. It makes sure you don't overcharge it, and it works to squeeze every last drop of power out of the sun.
And last but definitely not least is the unsung hero of the whole setup, the Battery Management System, or BMS. This thing is like a personal bodyguard for your battery. It's constantly watching, protecting it from getting overcharged, drained too low, or getting too hot or cold. The BMS is absolutely critical for keeping your battery safe and making it last a long, long time.
Okay, so now that we know all the key players inside the box, let's see how they actually perform in the real world, because this is where the differences between a pre-built unit and a DIY system really start to stand out.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Here's something that's super important to understand. Converting power from DC to AC isn't a perfect process. Your inverter is always going to lose a little bit of energy as heat. It's usually about 85 to 95% efficient. Think of it like a small tax on your power. So what that means is, to power a 500-watt appliance, your system might actually have to pull 550 watts, or even more, straight from the battery just to make up for that loss.
And that little bit of inefficiency leads us right to some fundamental and frankly critical electrical math. It's a version of Ohm's law. Current equals power divided by voltage. This super simple formula has massive implications for safety, especially if you're building your own system.
Just look at this example. Say you want to run a 1,000-watt microwave off a standard 12-volt battery system. Do the math, and you find out you're pulling over 83 amps of current. 83! That is a gigantic amount of electrical energy flowing through those wires. That is not something to mess around with. And that huge number has some very real consequences. Pulling that much current means you need really thick and pretty expensive copper cables. If your wires are too thin for that kind of load, they will get incredibly hot. They can easily melt their insulation and become a major fire hazard. Now, pre-built systems are designed to handle this stuff internally, but in a DIY system, making sure it's safe is 100% on you.
Okay, now let's switch over to charging. Pre-built generators have these fantastic built-in MPPT charge controllers. That stands for Maximum Power Point Tracking. They're very smart. But here's the catch. The voltage range they can operate in is totally fixed. You can't change it. It is what it is.
So why does that fixed voltage matter? Well, a solar panel's voltage changes a lot with temperature. On a really cold day, the voltage can spike way higher than you'd expect. On a scorching hot day, it'll drop. So if your panels produce a voltage that's outside the pre-built unit's very specific range, it'll just stop charging. A DIY system, on the other hand, lets you pick the perfect charge controller for your specific panels and your climate, and that can give you a massive edge in efficiency.
Now, let's talk about something people usually don't think about until it's way too late. What happens when something breaks? This is where we need to look at how easy things are to repair, how you can expand the system, and the very different kinds of risks involved.
And this, right here, is a really critical difference. In a DIY system, if your charge controller fails, you just buy a new charge controller and swap it out. If a battery cell dies, you can often replace just that cell. It's modular. But with many pre-built units, they're sealed up tight. One little component fails inside, and the entire expensive device can become a giant paperweight. It's just not designed to be repaired.
You see the exact same logic when it comes to expansion. A DIY system is literally designed to grow with you. You can add more batteries from any brand you want. You can upgrade to a more powerful inverter down the road. But with most pre-built systems, you are completely locked into their ecosystem. You're forced to buy their expensive proprietary expansion batteries that only work with that one specific model.
But, and this is a huge but, with all the control and freedom of DIY comes enormous responsibility. You become the safety engineer. This means you have to install a huge fuse right between the battery and the inverter. You have to use the correctly sized, thick cables for those high currents we talked about. You have to make sure every single connection is rock solid and secure. And you need to properly ground the system. These things aren't suggestions, they are absolutely mandatory.
So let's just put the risks right next to each other. With a DIY build, the dangers are active and can be immediate. Using cables that are too small or forgetting a fuse could literally start a fire. With a pre-built unit, the risks are a bit more passive. The system might just shut down on you without warning if it gets too hot, or a firmware update could lock you out of certain features. And, of course, there's that big risk that a single internal failure means the whole thing is toast.
So after all of that, how do you actually make the choice? Look, there is no single best answer that fits everyone, but there is definitely a best answer for you. So let's just build a simple little framework to help you find it.
It honestly boils down to this. If what you value most is simplicity, portability, and the peace of mind that it's going to work safely right out of the box with zero fuss, then a pre-built generator is, without a doubt, the right choice for you. But if your goals are maximum power, the ability to expand over time, custom-tuned efficiency, and complete control over repairs and upgrades, then a DIY system just offers way more potential.
So here's your action plan. Step 1. Be really honest with yourself about how much you truly value that plug-and-play simplicity. Step 2. Think hard about how important long-term control, repairability, and scalability are for what you want to do. And finally, Step 3. Based on that honest assessment of what you need and how much you're willing to learn, you'll know exactly which path you should take.
Because at the end of the day, that's the real trade-off, isn't it? The convenience of a pre-built unit reduces the immediate risk of you making a mistake. But investing the time to gain the knowledge to build your own system, well, that's what gives you true long-term control.